There are many ways that you can do spell work, different types of spell work that you can actually use for money magic. But today I want to actually talk about business itself, starting a business, growing a business, building an empire. And this the same thing. There are many different types of spells you can actually use in order to achieve this. And there are also lots of different spirits you can actually call upon. But today I want to focus on demons, specifically from the Goetia, but going a bit further out from that. So if this is the first time you've actually been to my channel and you enjoy my content, please subscribe and comment. I'd love to hear from you. But first, before we get into that, let's do the intro. Okay, so when it comes to demons, and if this is the first time you've actually watched one of my videos, firstly welcome, but you'll find that I speak about demons and working with demons from the point of view of a demonologist, not from the point of view of a ceremonial magician who is following the old Christianized grimoires. So there's no trapping. There is no binding, there is no forcing or threatening the demons. The demons are respected. They are ancient spirits and they should be respected. So having said that, let's get on to the demons themselves. Now there's a whole bunch of spirits you can actually use or work with in this respect of actually building a business. And most of them, I've got a list here which I'm going to go through, but most of them are from the Goetia. And if you actually view them all as a whole, they all have their different aspects and the different things that they can help you with. And if you do look at them as a whole, you're kind of creating a bit of an army that can actually lead you forward into business, which is fantastic. But let's start with the big guns. Now, I did some work with Belphegor last year, which was actually very interesting. It was a simple 7-day ritual, and all I did was I took a green candle, I anointed it with money drawing oil, I burnt some myrrh and some frankincense, if I remember correctly. I placed 3 coins around the candle, and basically I just sat there for half an hour each night, and I just chanted Belphegor's N, and I asked him to help me bring in some money, because at the time business hadn't been very good the past month, and so the new month was coming up and needed to pay the rent and the bills and everything else. I hadn't quite gotten to the point where I had enough money to actually do everything in the following month, in the new month. So I simply just sat down for half an hour every night, lit the candle, and just chanted the N, and then I just spoke to Belphegor, asked him to help me bring in the money, did some visualization with him. With the chanting of the N as well, what's often good is if you actually allow the energy of the spirit to come into your space, envelop you, surround you. And then that was it. And I got through the next month quite successfully, actually. So Belphegor is a fantastic one if you're in a bit of a bind and you need some money to help out. But the big boss, let's call him the big boss, is Mammon. A lot of people speak about Mammon being evil and everything else, but I think, obviously with all the demons have been demonized, there's a lot of misconception surrounding the demons themselves. But Mammon is one of those that is very powerful, and he can actually help you build your business into an empire. He will make suggestions. He will tell you to do things, and you do them, and they may seem really weird at the time, but when you do them, you see the results, and you understand why he told you to do them. But working with Mammon is not all roses and rainbows. He is the type of spirit that will basically rip your life to pieces in order to build it up again. So if your path to building your empire has a particular blockage in the way, and that blockage needs to be removed, destroyed, and that destruction actually sends you into a spin, into total tailspin, he's going to do it. He doesn't really give a shit how you get there, as long as you get there, and he will make sure you get there. The path can be quite rough, so if you're not up for that yet, then I would wait until you are. I feel I've only recently started working with Mammon, and because I feel I am at that point where I want to get to that point, and I've been struggling for years, and you know, if my life needs to be shifted and changed and altered and things thrown out and to make way of new things coming in, then you know, that's how it is. But yeah, he's a very powerful, very serious spirit. If you want to work with him, I'm actually going to link to a blog by Satans and Sons. It's there. I think it's demonsanddemonology.org. But anyway, I'll link to that in the description below. It's got a few posts about Mammon and some excellent, fantastic information there. The woman who wrote the posts, and there's also some videos from Satans and Sons, she has been working with Mammon for years, and she's gathered a lot of information and can definitely help you out if you want to work with Mammon. Now, a while back I was also instructed during some trance work to actually work with Beelzebub in the aspect of business. I'm not quite sure what that's about yet, so I'm going to leave that one out for now. I'll come back to it later when I get more information. But apart from that, the Gosha spirits, there's a whole bunch of them which are fantastic. And there is an app called Goetia Guide, which I will also link to in the description. I'm on Android. I'm not actually sure if it's on iPhone, on iOS or not, but it's a brilliant app. And the reason I actually like the app mostly is because you can do a search for a particular topic, so business, money, whatever, and it'll give you a list of all the Goetia spirits which deal with that topic. And they've also got a are you feeling lucky button, so you press that and it just gives you a random spirit for the day. But the reason I actually like the app is because they haven't just taken the text from the Goetia and from all the other grimoires and just dumped that in. It seems like, I mean, I can't obviously confirm it, I don't know who created it, but it seems like the person or people who created it have worked with all the spirits quite in depth, and so the descriptions are actually incredibly thought out, and they're a bit more modernized as well. Not like the text we read in the Goetia, but it's actually a brilliant guide. So if you are interested, go and download Goetia Guide. So some of the spirits you might want to actually have a look at and work with. There's firstly Halfas. Now, Halfas is all about war, power, and ambition. And Halfas can definitely help you grow in your business. But he will help you and guide you to how to actually become the power within the business itself, and obviously the business community, or your area of expertise, let's put it that way. Another one is Malphas. And the interesting thing about Halfas and Malphas is that a lot of people believe that they were originally or are the two ravens of Odin. So if you ever had a look at Odin, looked into him, studied him, you'll know that Odin has two ravens, and these are called Hugin and Mammon, and they kind of go out and they bring him messages and they whisper in his ears and whatnot. But a lot of people believe that Halfas and Malphas are the two ravens. Now, Malphas will actually cause people to actually admire you for your ambition. And he will also make your competitors actually lose their ambition against you. Now, business is not easy. We have competitors out there, and we can consider them enemies. There are competitors who can be our friends, but there are some cases where a competitor will come along and they will try and rip the floor out from underneath you so that they can take all of your business. They don't give a damn. All they're interested in is making money, and so you have to safeguard yourself against such people. They're there. They're going to be there. There's no getting around it. There's no ignoring it. There's no wrapping yourself in bubble wrap or pulling the blankets over your head. That's just reality. So they're there. You have to really just defend against your competitors who are out to actually get you. And one of the spirits who's actually very good for this is Raum or Raum. He can actually destroy your enemies and bring them to complete financial ruin. He can also take money from one person and bring it to the sorcerer. So in that respect, in that aspect, his task or area of expertise, I suppose we could call it, is to go after those competitors which are trying to ruin your business. And those people are trying to ruin everything about you and drag your name through the mud and basically put you out on the streets. He will actually go out and completely destroy those people. He will bring them to financial ruin. Nobody will actually trust a word they say. And because of that, their clientele will then come to you. So you're basically taking the money from them and bringing it to yourself. And he will also reveal secrets from those competitors and from those enemies. So if you do find yourself in a situation like that, Raum, however you want to pronounce it, is a very good one to consider. Obviously something you don't want to do just willy-nilly and out of the blue and just, he's my competitor, I don't like him because I can have his business. That's not the way to work. This is if somebody is literally trying to destroy you. Instead of you being destroyed, you go and destroy them. But don't become that person who's just going out and destroying all of the competition because you want all of the clientele and all of the money. Competition is good. Competition is healthy. Remember that. It can actually help a business. So this is a safeguard. It's a defense. If we can't come back to Malphas, where you will actually make people admire you for your ambition. When you start a business, or right through a business, but especially when you start a business, you actually need to build up an audience. And so Malphas is great for that because he will actually, you're trying, you put in all the work and you are ambitious. And he will actually cause people to actually see that ambition and admire you for it. Nothing wrong with that. So that will actually help you to build an audience. And there's another one, Ronove, who is actually quite excellent in this aspect. He will actually show you how to actually gain in business through charm and charisma. And charm and charisma can be quite vital in business. And a lot of people, they have brilliant ideas. They have a brilliant business idea and they can make a business move forward. But they don't have that charm and charisma in order to do sales and things like that. I'm one of them. I'm terrible at sales. It's just something I'm just awful at. So, employing the help of such spirits to actually help me actually get that charm and charisma, or whatever I need in order to actually help me with sales, is quite vital to my livelihood. So, all of these spirits have their different uses and different aspects, but they all are required within business. So I wouldn't say just go for one, go for one spirit. You can do one spirit at a time, you can work with one spirit at a time. So, if you're starting a business, you may need some business ideas, you can work with a particular spirit for that. Once you have that, you start putting that into production. And you can also employ the help of a spirit to actually keep you motivated, and keep you going, because there are points where you're just going to not want to go anymore. You're just going to want to sit down and just go to sleep and never wake up, because it's depressing. Business is difficult. It can be very depressing. It can be soul-breaking. At the same time, it can be very rewarding and just absolutely fantastic. But there's going to be times when you're going to need some help to keep you going. Then you need to build an audience that you can actually sell to. So, you can employ a spirit for that. So you can use spirits one by one and actually start building your business. At some point, you'll find that things start overlapping. So you're going to start working with a variety of different spirits. So we need to actually build that audience. So we can use Malfas and we can use Ronove. Ronove is also quite good when it comes to competitors. Again, those are trying to break you down and trying to rip the floor out from underneath you. Because he can actually make others see you as trustworthy, kind of put blinders over them, really. And in the meantime, you're planning a business plot. You're plotting against them. All is fair in love and war. What can we say? Then some others. Boone. I absolutely love Boone. Just as a general business spirit, general money and business spirit. Boone can just help you to build a business. He can bring you success. Oh, she actually. I think that's another interesting thing about that Goetia Guide App. It doesn't just define all these spirits as male. As far as I remember, Boone was one of them that they actually listed as being a goddess, which is very interesting because, I started with the grimoires years ago. And, through the years you kind of get used to referring to them all as masculine, because that's how it was viewed. So to actually see somebody who's working with these spirits, refer to them as feminine. I love it. It's fantastic. If we take Lucifer, most people seem to think that, or seem to see Lucifer as being a man, masculine. When Lucifer appears to me, it's a woman. So, these are spirits. They don't actually have physical bodies. We give them physical bodies. They appear to us in physical bodies so that we can interact with them. But they're spirits. They're balls of energy, much like us, actually. If you actually had to view a person with the sight, they would be a ball or an egg of energy, depending on if they need to actually work on their energy body or not. So if they have good energy, it's usually a ball. Otherwise it kind of sags a bit and it looks like an egg. But then, I was getting off topic now. Boone. Boone is just great for just general business of stuff, attracting money, bringing success in business, actually guiding you through what you need to actually do. So Boone, as an overall, I would say, is definitely one to work with. And Boone's very gentle. I found Boone to be quite easygoing, especially for a beginner. So if you are a beginner in demonology and the Gosha and working with demons, and you are looking for help with money and business, have a look at Boone. Maybe start with Boone. instead of going straight for Mammon. Build that business first, and then later on, you can, when you want to build an empire, look at working with Mammon. Now, other aspects of business, you are going to want to do do investments, get investments, short-term, long-term investments. There's also a lot of financial decisions you need to make in the business, and a good one for that is person. There's also another one called Bathin. So person and Bathin are brilliant for actually helping you with investments and financial decisions. Guiding you on what to do with investments, where to actually go, when to put in, when to take out, and all things like that. But person also will actually help you get a project off the ground. So if you are starting out completely new, and you have the projects and you've got the ideas and you just need to get it going, then person is great for doing that. And at the same time, when you're starting a business, those financial decisions are very important. You don't want to go throwing money away right at the beginning. You need to build up money before you can start spending lots and lots of it to make more and more. So those financial decisions are very important in the beginning. So person, excellent spirit to work with in that aspect. And also, in the same or similar vein, business opportunities can often come along, and we're so busy focusing in one area, we kind of miss these business opportunities that come past, and we completely miss them. A good spirit for this is Ami. Ami will actually alert you to and show you these business opportunities that are coming past, so you can grab them before they're gone. And Ami is also, if you're a writer, anything to do with writing, whether you're writing poetry, books, whatever it is, if you're a copywriter, anything to do with writing, Ami is great. Ami will actually help you to excel in writing. And on that note, also Marax. If you have some kind of art or creative craft that you do and you want to actually make money from it, Marax will help you with that. So it could be painting, sculpture, anything craft-wise, writing, any kind of art. Marax can actually help you to show people the value in your art, in your craft. And so you can actually, financially gain from what you do and what you enjoy doing. And that's the list I had for these spirits, the demons that can actually help you with business. Now I've been through all of that, and you might be asking, okay, but what if I don't want to grow a business? That's fine. There are still spirits in the Gosha that can actually help you with finding a job, for instance. If I remember correctly, I think person was one that can help you find a job. And download the Goetia Guide. Brilliant. Just have a look in there for job. Do a search for job, and you'll get a few pop up, and just read through them and see which one works best for you. But I just wanted to focus mostly on business for anybody who wants to start a side business, for instance, because we're all struggling, especially over the past year. A lot of people have lost jobs. A lot of people have lost their businesses. And one way to actually try and get financially stable again is to actually start a business. And these spirits can actually help you with ideas. They can guide you and direct you to people who can help you. Not everybody is business inclined. They don't have the mindset for it, but it is worth a try. And if you can make a few bucks just to keep things going until you can find a job, then that's a good thing, and something you should definitely pursue. People are in a bad place at the moment, and we need to get out of that. And so, starting something up, bring value to the people of the world. You might not think that you have any value to give, but trust me, everybody does. And it may be something simple. Maybe you're good at dog walking, who knows? It might sound silly to you because, you dog walk, it's normal to you. But there are other people who may want to actually start a dog walking business. And your dog walking expertise could actually help them. And as I say, don't think there's no value in what you do. It might seem perfectly normal to you and natural, and you think that everybody else knows how to do it. Trust me, there are people looking for that information. And if you can bring that information and bring value to other people's lives, that's worth something. So, whatever the idea is, just give it a bash, give it a try. You'll find out early on if it's worth it or not. And, you can change direction if you need to. And we've got the construction people again making a noise, so I'm going to end the video here. And I'll see you on Friday during the live. Should be the same time again, 4 p.m. GMT time. Hopefully we won't have load shedding here, so if we do have load shedding, I might be a little bit late. So please excuse me if that happens, as it did last week. But anyway, have a great week. See you on Friday. Cheers.